Hi hiker, everyone. Hi hiker. How is everyone doing today? I am doing quite well. Though I just ate a bit of hot food. So, aside from that, I'm doing well. Hi hiker, Burner. Hi hiker. Welcome, welcome. I hope you are doing well today yourself. Today, I am going to be doing some more Master Duel. Although, before that, first I have a little bit of an announcement to make, I think. So, excuse me, one sec, just needed to clear my throat there. Like I said, I really did have some hot food, so I brought some milk in because milk is very good at removing the hot food, taste food, spice thingy from your tongue sensors, your taste buds, that's the word. Tongue sensors, taste buds, what's the difference really? But anyways, as I was saying, announcement! Yay! It's not that big of an announcement. It is one that I am excited to do though, because I think it will result in nicer times. So, my announcement is well actually, maybe I should do it a bit later. When there are near the end of the stream, I think, I guess. Or something. Also, seriously, the chat box keeps refreshing. Just for the record. But yeah. Announcement. I am going to say it now, and then I am going to do it later on in the stream when there are more people here. So more people will actually get the chance to listen to the announcement, as well as having it front-loaded. So people who come at the start and leave later on don't necessarily think that they have to, stop doing anything or come later. So, the announcement is I am going to try and start doing schedules again. Stream schedules. Yeah. So, I used to do stream schedules a while back, but I had a bit of time where I didn't. So, I think I am going to go back to that. I'm also going to hopefully try and, do more stuff in the community. It's just gonna be a lot of fun, in my opinion. Okay. For some reason... no, the Twitch bitrate is correct, it looks like. I don't know why it's red. For some reason, it says it's unstable. Oh, it's average stream bitrate too high. Apparently. That's weird. Okay. Apparently there's no unstable events according to this. So, anyways, continuing on, yes. I will begin scheduling my streams and have a much better time, like doing stuff, I also hope everyone is going to have an enjoyable time watching me today, because I am going to be doing some more Master Duel climbing. Yeah. So, speaking of Master Duel, I should get onto it instead of keeping everyone waiting. Yeah, the game has begun. It's time to duel. Yay! Weekly campaign bonus. Wait, what was that? Notifications. Revision of selling prices in some currencies. Okay. So they're thinking of changing up the price for some people, Interesting choice. I do want to have some fun with the World Championship qualifiers since there's like still 10 days left until, And Duel Level 2 second stage is from the 13th to the 16th. So, I could try my best at doing that, but I'm pretty sure you actually need a team, which means I would not be able to do that. Let me just double check. Okay. The top 2 teams ranked on points. Ranked based on points. Okay. Oh, so season points will be combined through the Duelist Cups for the 2025 season and the World Championship qualifier, but rankings will be based on the total points of 3 team members. I might do it sometime, but not right now. Right now, we got a master rank to get to. Which means it's time to play the game. Okay, going first. Winning the dice roll is pretty nice. Means I get the chance to establish a decent aim forward. And, especially considering a hand like this. This kind of hand is insane. Tract plus Rebellion plus Barrel is insane. Absolutely. You want to tract into Lari, into Requiem, into Lacrima, into Engraver, and then you want to, Necro-equip with Rebellion, send to search, and then that's game. That's really game. Be prepared for all the BS in the WCQ. I shall. Also, hi Hiker Nogitsune. Hi Hiker. Welcome, welcome. I hope you are having an enjoyable day. I, for one, am. Okay. Lacrima time. Dump Engraver. Effective Requiem equipped to Lacrima. Send to summon Necro-equip. Rebellion effect. You may have sacrificed your sleep schedule, but you at least caught me live also. Oh, thank you, Hero. Also, hi Hiker. Hi Hiker. It's been a bit. I hope you are doing well today. Yay. It's nice to see. Anyways, this is an Engraver angle. Engraver shuffles the Larry, of course. So polite not to say the curse word. Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes I will curse, but not all the time. I just realized what that sounded like. But you know what I mean. So, let's see. Other barrel is gonna set load. Load for drill beam, barrel tribute to send. The dippity. Oh, they have Nibiru? Okay. That is fine, honestly. Wait, they don't have Nibiru? This is the 6th summon, not the 5th. They must have something interesting. Is it like a Dominus Purge or something? Doesn't really matter. Yay, Magnemite time. It's fine. It's fine. We shall be searching with the Magnemite and then special summoning the Rebellion. And do you know what that means? It's also time to set up Drill Beam. As well as the Branded Regained, of course. Yay! This is all you can do with that hand, which is... well, I say all because... but at the same time, it's just like a lot of things. Genuinely. Do I... no, I do not. I don't think so. You're currently contemplating making a mod that is basically a whole new game, just so a character like in the game, which will cost you thousands of dollars and years of your life? I'm not sure that's necessarily the greatest idea, but, you know. You do you. But regardless, what's happening in the World Championship Qualifier Series, by the way? I'm kind of curious, given that, well, you know. Oh, it's Labyrinth. Okay. Make your dreams come true. Yes! A character you like will have a happy ending? Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Yup. You go. Go and do it. Yeah. You could also write fanfic. That is also true. Fanfiction is easier and also it's pretty fun too. Bleh. It's annoying that this effect activates even if I activate my spell or traps that are set, but it should be just fine, I guess. I have like Drill Beam, Draw Swarm, Rebellion, all that sort of stuff. I wonder what the card they have in their hand is, though. Mostly Fiendsmith and Blue Eyes in the WCQ, at least from your experience? Okay, that is fair. Also, hi Heiko, Pauline. Hi Heiko. Welcome, welcome. True, but the character is Karlach from Baldur's Gate 3. I have not played much of Baldur's Gate 3, so knowing that character would potentially probably be a spoiler. Okay, so draw phase, let me see what this is on about. A barrel effect, of course, to add back. So you don't like when people cut off her head and trade it for a sword? You don't know if I know Rhymesdale, but even he said this WCQ is like Dark Souls level hard. I suppose you could see it that way. Like, I don't really think of it like that. I think it's interesting, but it's not Dark Souls level or anything. Okay. I think I'm just gonna do this. You think the Tenpai WCS is harder? Honestly, probably. Tenpai as a deck is incredibly annoying. Like, incredibly annoying. This part I already have a tracked engrave, so I'll dump an engraver, I guess. Okay, tract effect. Get the second Dippity back into rotation. Dark Souls is easy, so the WCQ is also a lot harder. That is also true. Yes, you have ran into Tenpai at least 5 times? Beat them every single time, but they're not hard? Yeah, that is true. They really aren't as hard as people like to say they are. Okay. Heavy Storm Duster? Okay, I guess I kinda have to drill beam here. I'm sure there's likely going to be a response, but I'm not sure why people are on Heavy Storm Duster. That's something that's a bit baffling to me. This card is not great. Just fair warning, I'm pretty sure you can actually Caesar this if you choose a monster, which there are only monsters. So, yeah. You need to be careful about that. Anyway, what type of Rock Devil deck am I playing today? Fiendsmith Bystial Primite, basically. It's pretty much just a lot of fun. And I like it. Okay. At resolution, I presume the Lord of the Heavenly Prison, and then I'll get to see what deck they're actually on, because they'll be able to set from deck the card that they want to. In this case, I'd much rather max C than Caesar, honestly, because Caesar doesn't prevent the... Caesar does stop the Lord from coming down, but I'm not worried about the Lord coming down. Honestly, it's just a 3,000 big dude that gives me more info into what my opponent is playing. Often it is used to, like, you know, let. So, set from deck. Oh! You changed your name, so I probably don't recognize you. Oh. Okay. Yeah, probably. But also, it's a... Basically, the deck's a... What's it called? The type of thingy... It's control and toolbox combined, really. Fiend Comedian, Seems like it's Paleozoic, then. Right. I get to special summon back my Magnamut. And my Magnamut gets me infinite pluses. Because I get to draw off of my Magnamut. So, basically, that's pretty much the entire game. I don't think my opponent can come back from this, really. I presume they might have a Wabaku set, though. So, I might actually need to slightly worry about things. But it should be fine. I'll use the Crazy Beast to get rid of one of the back row. Ah, okay. That's good to see. Thank you. Natalie, thank you. Also, hi, Hiker. Okay. So, activate Trap Trick, I see. I presume the card they're going to set is going to be Destructive Darumikama Cannon? Actually, no, that was the wrong card. The card that was the correct card was the card in the middle. Okay, so... IDP... which will be negated by Caesar. And their last card has to be a solemn of some kind, otherwise I'm probably ahead. Using Trap Trick to set from deck. Simultaneous Equation Cannon. Okay. I don't think that works. I mean, obviously it, like, works, but, like, I really don't think you can activate it. At least under the current circumstances of the game state. Okay, now, time to link my only two monsters with levels off so that they cannot activate the Simultaneous Equation Cannon. As far as I know, Simultaneous Equation Cannon is only levels. Level or rank. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I will get rid of it anyways. Too many cards on board to resolve? Yeah, it seems that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sure, actually. This is completely fine because it completely turns off the rest of their board for the rest of the turn, since they can only activate one more trap card. And then I can special summon back Fiendsmith Engraver, use Requiem to equip to Engraver. Then, you know. I haven't specialed Requiem this turn either, so I can do something interesting. Oh, they can't even do that. Nice. So, Garura goes back to your extra, and by the way, I get to draw a card now. So, yay. Druid Worm is gonna target my... I guess Necroquip. Don't really need that. I probably should have saved the regained for the Necroquip, honestly. Make Moon. Effect of that. 13 was their max card count for 553 and target Rebellion. I see. Interesting. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which means I should be fine. I'll just normal summon Barrel and set from deck another load. Then I'll activate to special back to set back the Drill Beam, and that should be lethal on its own. Yeah, that's lethal. I was safe for that. Level rank 6 is 9 to 11 cards total in hand on field. I see. Gotcha, gotcha. Five, 3. Okay, one more. Going first this time. First again this time, really, since I did also go first last time. So, Engraver, Larry. Having opened no barrel, honestly, I think Larry is the correct play here. Mainly because I get to get an extra draw with Necroquip, which is strategically the correct option. Okay. Dump an Engraver to grave. Definitely dump an Engraver to grave. Requiem effect shall equip. I've had 3 summons 4 summons with Necroquip, and 5 with the Engraver that I am going to summon in just a bit. So discard to search for Tract. Necroquip draws me a card. Draw a card. Yeah. Okay. So at this point, it's going to be Engraver Shuffle the Larry special summon. So even if my opponent activates the effect of a Nibiru, I can still activate... Oh, they're not going to activate the effect of a Nibiru. Okay. That means I am going to Tract for probably Deputy, honestly. The big question is, what would I discard? Oh yeah, right. You can also go into that. I honestly forget so much that Fusion Lacrima is in the game. I should really try my best to remember it more. Fusion Lacrima is one of the most busted cards of all time. Boop boop. In this case, search for Dippity. Discard Dippity. Activate Sequence to fuse Engraver and Engraver, I think. I guess. Well, not really. I've used Engraver to summon from graves, so... I guess Engraver and... Engraver? Yeah, honestly. It has to be Engraver and Engraver. Then I'll use Jaros to banish and overlay for the ring fix. That is not Rebellion. Well, you know what I mean. Special Dippity. Jaros effect. Target the Necroquip. Special... At this point, I probably should just go this set 1, set 2 pass, honestly. Oh yeah, right, I know what to do. Go for Agnum Day. Because Agnum Day lets me do things. And lets me get this off the field so I can use it with the Desiree. So, targeting the Dippity, not the Lacrima, the Dippity. Or I could target the Lacrima, but it doesn't matter. I like the Dippity because it gives me a Primite Banish. Set 1. Set 2. And pass. Also, yes, that is definitely true. Simultaneous Equation Cannon is a formula you can learn to play around. It is an annoying formula because it takes a bit of time to learn. In this case, I think I'm gonna Drill Beam. That means this is probably Tenpai thinking about it. So yeah, time to just Lacrima, Requiem, Requiem, Lacrima, Paradise. Which means it's... Oh, they have a priority effect? Oh, no, it's just Kashtira, apparently. Why do I keep running up against this deck? Not Kashtira either. Apparently it's some weird kind of hybrid deck. This deck seems weird. Oh, it's a shark deck. Okay. I'm gonna wait until they go Typhon or something. They are not going Typhon. Okay. Friends always love it when you tell them to get good. That is true. Friends absolutely adore when you tell them to get good. I'm joking, but you know. Also, no, I cannot make rain, unfortunately. Lightning spirit, not storm spirit. Oh, they're gonna use Shark Drake, I see. Maybe I should have gone for Caesar. Okay, I'm gonna just activate this to target your Drake Shark and banish it from the grave. Bye. Dang, you're sweating to death, so you could have used the cool water. You know what? That's fair. Alright, they go into the rank 5 version of it. Okay. This is a bit annoying. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Okay. That's not good. Though I know I am not going to die. So maybe that's a plus at least. Oh right, they still have this. Whoopsies. How do I out-die-fi? Well, I have outs to it, it's just there. Activating die-fi is annoying. This scenario specifically, it wasn't great for me. One scary shark. Also, hi Heiko, lead Xerix. Hi Heiko, or 1337, depending on what you prefer. You're curious as to what my whole model looks like? Oh, thank you. I can share it sometime, but right now, I am, of course, playing Master Duel, so I would rather not, you know, not deprive people of the experience of watching me play it. Okay, so 29 UR dust. Let me get some more UR dust if I've gotten any dual pass stuff. I have not. You think Fiendsmith in general can't out-die-fi well? Yeah, that is probably also correct. I have outs for die-fi, though. Also, oh, thank you for the follow. Lead Xerix, thank you. Master Duel vs. cute Vtuber is not as big of a choice as you're making it out to be. Maybe not. Maybe not. But still, I am going to try and get 10 packs. This is where one Fenrir is so awful. I suppose that is also true. Anyways, this is the new pack, which is pretty good, I think, but it has a bunch of interesting cards, like the Mimigals. It also has the Cristrons, which are quite good. But all I really needed was one ultra rare craft, so I could decraft that and craft, well, an ultra rare card. So Quarion Gondrax becomes Quarion Gondrax, and Libellion becomes 3-bellion. Anyways, back onto the grind. This time, perhaps not against a deck that uses Dimensional Fissure at the first point possible. Or maybe instead of... Oh yeah, maybe instead of Wallow going first, if I can't make Caesar, I should make the Goblin's Crazy Beast. That would have changed a lot of things. Ryuge is surprisingly decent, and by decent you mean opponent doesn't know what to interact with? Ah yes, that is correct. Ryuge is an interesting deck. A very interesting one. Also, I see the Bonfire. The Bonfire is certainly an interesting choice in, you know, Mate. Okay, draw phase. Bonfire mate. Diabell star sleeves. Flamberge field. I wonder what my opponent is playing. Apparently they're playing past turn. Okay, time to kill them. 5 hand traps pass. Yeah, that also sounds about right. So activate regained. Normal barrel. Barrel effect. And fortunately, I have the drill beam in hand. Effect Veiler. Sure. I am simply going to set my drill beam then, and that's the battle phase, and that's gonna be not quite game. You cannot tell what accent I have, but it's adorable. Thank you. I actually have an Australian accent. I'm Australian. As you can hear, nar. Also, hi Hiker. The doing? Hi Hiker. Welcome, welcome. Set in main one? Yeah. Setting in main one is sometimes not a great idea. I did it anyways, but you shouldn't do it. It's not at all good. Okay, so my opponent has scooped, which is good because that means I get one step closer to ranking up to Diamond Tier 3. Also, hi Hiker, beginner players. Hi Hiker. But I won, so never punished. Indeed, never punished. Never, ever, ever, whatsoever. The Gamma Mate is nice, I like that. I like Gamma Mate. Ciphering Gear Gamma is a very annoying card, but the Mate is interesting. Oh, double... I see. This person is interested in gaming. They are a gamer. I'm joking. You know what I mean. You said in main one because you have been trained by Duel Links to do so. That is fair. I said in main one because I don't think very much sometimes about what I do. We are not the same. Anyway, yeah, you're supposed to hold to activate the Requiem just in case, but bleh. It doesn't particularly matter. In this case, I am going to use my Magnamut to banish the Slurry, since Slurry's not a necessary part. Okay, Maxi is fine. Still gets me to my barrel. Why was Firewall Dragon banned? Well, Firewall Dragon used to be banned because it had an effect that was kind of busted. That effect that was kind of busted essentially allowed Firewall Dragon to be used infinite times in a game. Yes, because it was not hard once. That is the explanation, really, but infinite times is basically the same thing, you know? Oh, it's Cash Tira. That's annoying. Hopefully my opponent only has the Ogre. And it'll be Ogre for them, too. But Firewall Dragon sucks now? Yes, it sucks now. It didn't used to. It really didn't used to suck. Yay! My opponent did only see the Ogre. Now it's all Ogre for them. Okay, Macrocosmos. That is annoying, but I can deal with it. The way I can deal with it? Normal summon barrel, barrel sets from deck, and then I search for the drill beam. Strike is somewhat annoying though. Well, means I have to go Nightmare Phoenix or arguably better Crazy Beast. I think Crazy Beast is probably a better choice, but right now I am going to do essentially what amounts to the strategy Sabersaurus strategy, which is sit on a big dude and kill your opponent. Okay, so Rise Heart effect. I'm probably gonna chain this and also then chain Maxi. Also, hi Hiker Dill Conley. Hi Hiker, thank you for the follow. You hate to say it, but they should have banned Crimson Dragon, still a Centurion player, and saying this. Yeah, that is perfectly understandable. How come right? Maxi only works if I am able to, you know, send it to the graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 Fenrir. And then the effect of Kashtira Theosis activates when it's banished because this card is broken. Adding back Yoga. Okay. Fenrir searches for the monster. Okay. Sometimes it is easy to forget that something like Maxi has a restriction. Wait for end of main phase? Well, I mean, like, doesn't really matter. They've already used their Kashtira birth. Chat may disagree with you, but you think the best synchro card is Stardust Dragon. It's definitely not, in my opinion. There are much better ones, but it is entirely fair to think that it might be. Also, hi Hiker Zanza. Hi Hiker. Welcome. Okay, my opponent seems to be considering what their options are. Hopefully they'll overlay into a rank 7 at this point, at which point I can simply just Balldrake banish the rank 7. They have to crash into my monsters if they do want to actually get into a rank 7 monster though. So like, Yep, banish Ogre. Yep, battle phase. This makes sense. They're gonna attack into the Balldrake to get rid of it, so they can be able to summon their rank 7 monster, which is the Kashtira Arise Heart, or, you know, whatever they choose. And also, they can banish my other Requiem with Unicorn Right. Kashtira is a extremely annoying deck, chat, and I do not like it. Oh, what do they banish? They banish the Phoenix instead. Interesting choice. So 15 direct. Sure thing. Oh, they're just gonna pass here? Sure, I guess. That's not great for me. I guess they win then, because of Macrocosmos, which is, once again, a broken card. I should have probably just gone for, you know, the Goblin Bike. Goblin's Crazy Beast. But Master Duel doesn't have a tag duel. It has team duels, which are interesting, but I don't know exactly how they work. Ah, and you're going to sleep? Okay. Bye-bye, Kerr here. Bye-bye, Kerr. Also, hi, Kerr, Buffet Bandit. Hi, Kerr. I have just lost to two to two Macrocosmos decks in a row. It is incredibly annoying and I don't like it. I am going to outblossom these Foolos though and win the game. How is your day going? I just had lunch recently and, well, let me just explain to you what lunch I had. I've recently been having, like, and by recently, I mean within the last few months, been having, I'm not sure what the best way to put it is, frozen, healthy in air quotes meals, and they just help me eat decently enough and have decent enough stuff. No response from the game server. Bleh. Hope I enjoy my grind. You must go because it's about midnight here. Okay. Bye-bye, Kerr, Nogitsune. Bye-bye, Kerr. You're playing August and you're surprised how many times Phoenix popping a back row saved your life? Saved your hide, right? Yeah, that's definitely something that Nightmare Phoenix can do. It's a very useful card in my opinion. Oh, it's mermaids. Mermaids versus Duel and Lockbird. Yeah, I guess what I do here is I just negate an Abyss. You don't want them to get to Abyss Rhine, honestly. That is the thing that you want the least. Team duels are a 3v3 1v1 first to 2 points wins. Yeah, I think it's something like that. Shadow Squads, are they not playing Abyss Pike in the Mermail decks here? I guess that's fair, but I feel like you kind of need Abyss Pike. Because, like, Abyss Pike feels like the obvious way to go into this. Oh. They either mustn't play Abyss Pike, or they must have drawn rather poorly. So, Abyss Chainlink 1, the effect of heavy infantry, which has to activate even if I don't control any face-up cards, by the way. And Chainlink 2, Tears. At which point I shall resolve the effect of Droll and Lockbird, removing your ability to search from the rest of this turn. Which is probably pretty annoying for you, honestly, since Mermail is a deck that's all about searching. Though, if this is on the Coelacanth build, that wouldn't be quite so much of an issue of them. But I think the Coelacanth build is a lot less popular in Master Duel than it was in the TCG. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's just Poseidra. No reason to worry at all. Technically, they can go Teus and this Poseidra into the rank 7, revive, then do other stuff, but it doesn't really matter. It'll be fine. Targeting Shadow Squad. Presumably they're about to make all their monsters rank 7 or something. This is why sometimes you feel like you actually need Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth, by the way. Coelacanth is not great. Yeah. Overlay for the Abyss Gyos, it's instead of the other Abyss monster, it seems. Interesting choice. Perhaps they'll link for a link too? Fiendsmith Orcust, because Mermaid is legal here, Fiendsmith can go Orcust. Oh, right. I forgot about that for a second. That is quite silly. So neither of these have an effect. This is a quick effect. I think I want to end phase use Draw a Swarm. That way I can interrupt my opponent during my turn and just get myself a Draw a Swarm on board. You like using a Salmon Great deck? Friend made you rip that friend? She died to the big C? Sorry. Oh, okay, yeah. That sort of thing is a thing that'll happen. Okay, let us activate Called By and win the game. Mini game 1! Yay! Although Abyssalacious adding any Mermail is slightly annoying because it allows them to have some interruption regardless, but I can just take the Abyss Gyros. You may respond if you wish. Would you like to respond to my Abyss Triple Tactics talent activation? It seems like they want to leave the game instead. Which, I mean, yeah, that was winning. I think they even Alt F4'd the game. Like, seriously. That's what happens when connection failed. That's what connection failed usually means, at least in my experience, that your opponent has pressed Alt F4. Close game? Yeah, close game. Nope. My opponent says nope as their username. Yay! Dun dun! A win is a win. Indeed, a win is a win is a win is a win. Okay. Hand is not that great, but I can manage this. It depends on if my opponent's just gonna max see me or not, though. Even if my opponent decides to max see me or something, I'll probably just pass, honestly. Yeah, I think at this point it's probably just Requiem. And Gearsu doesn't lock you, so Gearsu can go into Moon, into Fiendsmith with Mermaid, then back into Orcust. Yeah, that is quite the silly option. Yay! Effective Requiem. They don't have any response. I get to summon out my Engraver. And I get to put my other Engraver back in the deck so it can actually be follow-up for later next turn. So, Necroquip, here we go. Do I want to send this? No, I don't want to send the Deputy, that's a bit silly. Deputy is a bit too important in here. I think, at least. Engraver shuffles back Engraver to summon Engraver. Engraver. Oh well, Engraver Necroquip into Sequence. What interaction do they have? I genuinely have no idea what they have, honestly. Maybe Duke of Demise would also work in here over Phoenix because I already have this thing. But, no Ultra Rare crafting points. Oh, they have Imperm. That makes a surprising amount of sense. Imperm Nip? It was the Imperm. But it's okay. I have enough interactions that I am going to do decently well anyways. Da da dum da da dum 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 dum. So, Why are people on that these days, by the way? That's just strange to me. Like, why would you ever be on Harpy's Feather Duster? Oh, this person is playing a bad deck. Wait. Isn't that... Oh no, it's just a Magia deck, I think. It's probably still a bad deck, but Magia decks and bad decks are almost synonymous, really. If they do actually add a Blackluster Soldier that they are going to want to... Well, they added a Blackluster Soldier that they are going to likely want to Ritual Summon, so... You know... I do not know how to feel about this. From the hand or field to the graveyard, that's quite important because it means that even though I get to send my Fiendsmith in Paradise with this, they don't get any counters, really. Okay. Okay. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Okay, so here we go with Raw. Since it's Raw, they're likely locking themselves out, but they likely already have access to Magia, otherwise, aside from Raw. Anyways, Ash the Raw, so they don't get to summon Magia, which is not great for them. Oh, they have Barrel. Okay. That is quite frustrating, but Barrel's just Barrel, really. Nothing too bad to worry about. Just a little Barrel guy. Oh, you're just gonna immediately activate Lordly Lord effect. Okay, that is an interesting choice. You searched Drill Beam though, so I suppose what you want is to... Okay. Gonna use effect. Oh, you're gonna Ash that? Really? Interesting choice. Oh, they get to search the ritual spell now. Okay. They can't activate the BOS monster's effects, though. So I think that's pretty important. Oh, you're gonna banish my sequence? Is that so? Interesting choice. They might try and kill my Lacrima. I already used Lacrima, so I can't use Lacrima again. Main 2, end phase. Oh, they're just gonna go Seals. I'm pretty sure that's a bad idea though, because that gets rid of their blue eyes from the grave. They should know I'm on the Bystials at least. So, I guess they'll be able to bounce their own Lordly Load though. Which is kind of a plus for them. It's not great, but it's kind of a plus. Okay. Here we go. Shuffle back the Lacrima. Normal in hand for Drill Beam? No, we know the card in hand. It's the Blackluster Soldier. It's not a normal. They're playing very interestingly. They seem to be rather, well, I'm not particularly sure, but they seem to be new-ish. Okay, so this way I am going to make sure that either way, if my opponent bounces one of my cards, I am not going to be well. They might bounce their own Lordly Load, which I think would be probably better, but I don't see them as bouncing their own Lordly Load, really. Okay, they did actually bounce their own Lordly Load. They're at least not that bad, I guess. Okay, Magnemite effect, sure. They have a Drill Beam. And at this point, because they have a Lordly Load in the graveyard, I'm gonna make my Crazy Beast, and my Crazy Beast is gonna suck up your Drill Beam. Yay! That means your Drill Beam is gone from the game. Or at least gone for now. They didn't special from the extra deck once, so they don't have a normal monster to add back the barrel. They do have Lordly Load in hand, however, which is slightly annoying, but oh well. Whatever happens, happens. Gonna draw Requiem. Requiem for Lacrima, honestly. Lacrima's gonna dump Tract. Paradise was ashed, if I remember correctly, or something. Right? Yeah, Paradise was ashed. Might as well kill that, though. Magnemite's annoying. I have already used Requiem to equip. Okay. Alright, they get to search with the Magnemite. Alright. So if Lacrima dies, I get to summon back the Requiem. There is a decent chance they can just banish my Lacrima with Drill Beam, but I doubt they'll do that since, you know, I have not allowed them to, like, you know, and if they did that, they would just be passing turn and allowing me to go even further with my cards. So what dragon are they going to get? Magnemite is gonna grab... Oh, Neokaiser Seahorse. That makes some semblance of sense. So they have Lordly Load, the BLS monster, Neokaiser Seahorse, and I do not know the last card in their hands. Lordly Load, sure. I am presuming they do not have an additional one of the, you know, other thing. So, effect to set. Honestly, I think I'm going to use Effect Veiler here. Even if it's not the greatest card of all time, Effect Veiler here means they have to just set the Drill Beam, beat over my Lacrima, maybe, and then pass. Like, they can't really do much. They can summon another Blue Eyes White Dragon, I suppose. Well, actually, they can summon two Blue Eyes White Dragons. Technically. Well, like, not even technically, since, you know, banished. They are playing Mausoleum, which I am slightly surprised by. special the Blue Eyes White Dragon from the grave, of course. As you know, Neo Kaiser Seahorse. Oh, you're gonna use it to summon Tyrant or something? Okay. That's fine, actually, honestly. Because if you're summoning Tyrant, that means you're still allowing me to, you know... Oh wait, you're using Maiden of Light? Sure. Even if you go Spirit, that still means I'm still gonna be able to Lacrima. Yep. I have any number of cards I can draw here that are quite strong. They're gonna make the Spirit, of course. You've already used Lordly Load, so I can activate the effect of my, you know, Requiem after your turn. Okay, you're attacking me directly, sure. At the end of your main phase 2, I am going to... Well, in your end phase, I guess, I'm gonna use Lacrima to revive Requiem, since I can't do it at the end of your main phase 2. Oh, and that is a perfect draw for turn. Like, literally a perfect draw for turn. I'm not even joking when I say it is essentially 100% the card I would say I want the most when I would draw a card for turn here. I know they don't have a normal monster in their hand, so I should be fine. Effect. Oh right, they have the ability to use Spirit. That's mostly fine, honestly. Well, actually, it's really annoying, but still. I do actually have Lacrima in deck, so I think I want to do this. Use this to summon the Lacrima effect to dump the Engraver for later. And then after that, I'm going to make Typhon. And Typhon's gonna bounce something. Oh, perfect, actually. Doing that means I am able to make Typhon here and not worry about it. And I'm able to also banish your Blue Eyes White Dragon from the graveyard, so... Unless you decide to, well, try use this to out this. Gonna try for the battle phase and attack your Spirit. They can activate Spirit if they want. They just let me, okay. Typhon effect is gonna bounce the Tyrant, and the only card they have left in their hand is actually something they cannot use because I have now banished all of their Blue Eyes White Dragons. Bye-bye! Some surrender button. They better be playing multiple Roars. Or 3 Blue Eyes White Dragon, I guess. Activate Puri Ray's map, sure. Add Sage and take half your life in damage, and then what are you gonna do? You don't have any Blue Eyes White Dragons. You have none left. At least as far as I can tell, this deck doesn't play more than 2. If they do play 3, that would simply just be very annoying. Anyways, hold on a second. I will be right back after I finish this game. Probably, but... Effect to set a spell trap. If they set another roar, then maybe I'm back. They set wishes. Okay, so I'm probably fine. I gotta win first? Yeah, I gotta win first. After I win, which I will, because this deck does not do very well into getting both your blue eyes banished. And most players don't tend to play 3 raw or 2 raw. I've played 2 raw before, but they're playing Ultimate Fusion, which does not shuffle a banished monster. So... really? What are you gonna do? Spirit Pass, I guess? You can use Spirit for Spirit. And... okay. Gonna add that back to hand. Oh, I shall become non-movable for a second. Okay. I am once again moving, I believe. Yes. Okay, Sage effect to special interesting choice? That implies they have another Blue Eyes monster in their deck. Are they seriously... oh, they're playing Jet, right. Jet does make sense. Getting rid of both their Blue Eyes and Roar is good, but if they decide to go Jet, sure, that's fine. Oh, that's slightly annoying. $3,000 direct damage, which leaves me on 200. And they have Spirit. I probably should have used Lacrima earlier. Well, at least it's gonna be negated, and whatever I draw, I might actually draw something quite strong. Sir. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna use Engraver to shuffle back the Requiem first, which is gonna likely be negated by the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Okay, and then I get to draw 2 cards. I don't know what the last card in their hand is. I think it's... well, actually, it doesn't really matter. I clicked the wrong one. Yay! There. It happens. Anyways, I shall be right back. Bye-bye, Kerr. Bye-bye, Kerr. I'll be right back. That was unfortunate, but I'll do it next time. I am back. I will win properly. Hiker, I'm back. Sorry. Had to take a phone call, but also, you know, for a second. There we go. Yeah, there were a couple of people calling me. So I had to take a phone call. I'm back now. It was important though. I'll say that, so. I don't understand how I lost that last one. It was probably just the... It was just unfortunate, I guess. I'll look back at it and see how I lost it later. Rather than making any assumptions. Okay, so we have a Diviner of the Herald, and I have a Effect Veiler for your Diviner of the Herald. Now, presumably this will prevent my opponent from playing the game, since usually most decks that play Diviner of the Herald need to resolve Diviner of the Herald to win the game. Oh, it's Ryuge. Sure. So it's the Pendulum monster. The Grave Effect banishes to special summon. Okay. Ah, and they opened both monsters. Unfortunate. It should be fine though. I have Talents Fiendsmith regained Ether Barrel. I maybe need to change up my deck a little though. Oh, and they also opened the field spell too. That's certainly something. That's annoying. Add to hand. Special. Dump to grave and banish. You banished the wrong ones, I think. But it doesn't matter really, I don't think. They can just use this to pop their own card, then tribute to ritual summon, destroy 2 cards, and then special 2 cards or something like that. But, you know, that is indeed how it will happen. Sometimes. Okay. Ritual summon Cersei. Ryuge Mistva. Destroy that field spell and the other thing. Okay. And then this places the other one. Okay. Oh wait, they already have the other one. Okay. And that means the last card is the Continuous Trap, which is just okay. This is the one that's target a face-up monster in the field. It becomes 0. This is negate the activation on the field, and this is target a card on the field and bounce it. And this is your Ryuge's can't be destroyed by battle. This is 300 attack. And this is just any monster sent from the field to my graveyard. Interesting. They have an in-archetype macro spell, yes. However, it is important to note that their in-archetype macro spell isn't quite the same as, like, other things. So, in this case, I am going to lead with Branded Regained, hopefully to bait out the Verudress or the Trap. Okay. That wasn't baited out yet. Rebellion then. They're going to negate it and destroy. At which point, I guess I just... So they just have a bounce one. Hmm? Okay. So I'm going to take control of your big guy. Technically, I can just go Typhon here, but that'd be silly. During your opponent's turn, that's probably an important part of it. Actually, wait. Like... Isn't this just over if I go into... You know? Let me just read what the trap card actually does, because the trap card is the most important interaction here, I think. Your opponent can't target Ryuge's. If your Ryuge pen is in your field or face-up extra, shuffle 2 to target and destroy a monster on the field. A monster on the field! That is important. I am going to use Barrel, then. And set Lordly Load. Gonna activate Lordly Load. Unfortunately, you cannot destroy my Lordly Load because it targets monsters, not spell traps. Yep. So at this point... Ah yes, I suppose that also works. It gets my Lordly Load to hand, which is actually fine. So, I need to attack over not Varadras. I need to bounce the Varadras and attack over Ember. Since Ember is your main phase, importantly. So... search for Lurry. Discard Lurry. Lurry for Requiem. Battle phase attack over the Ember. And with the Ember gone, now I can just go into Typhon and have Typhon and my own theme. Yay! Now all my opponent has is these things. This has a grave effect, which is banish it and a Ryuge monster from your grave to special summon one with the same type from your deck. And there are no Ryuge monsters in the grave right now, so I think that's probably game for me. There's one Ryuge in the grave, and it specials a dragon that's got 3,000 attacks, so I don't think that'll matter for me, really. Yay! Oh, that's annoying. But is it really annoying? Hmm? I suppose I do want to at least get Lacrima there. So I can destroy it. And by destroy, I mean send to the graveyard. They can use the Sosei Mistva, which is annoying, but at the same time I can just win here because Typhon prevents them from actually using their cards. I don't believe they have another copy of Warzone or something. They can use End of Force, which is, like, pretty important. They do play multiple Warzone? Why do they do that? I mean, obviously, I know why they do that, but, like, you know. So, you're just gonna special 3, I guess. The more important thing is all I need to do is out the Ryuge. Not necessarily even Ryuge End, really. So their Sosei Mistva activates, Desiree can activate, sending to the grave, this one, so they can't tribute. Yeah. Once per turn, when a monster original type is dinosaur. Right, and I can't target the Ryuges because of this thing. Yeah, that's annoying. I guess I'll send End. And End isn't destroyed, so I at least get that to think. So, I know they have the ability to go Varadras here. So I think I am going to have to go Requiem Lacrima now. Oh, right, yeah, and this thing. Bleh. Okay, I guess I lose because my opponent just drew good. I don't know what happened there. I went second, I didn't draw a counter. And then my opponent won the game, I guess? Let me actually look back at that replay. So let's see. Fast forward a bit. Okay, so my opponent's going first. They start out, they go normal diviner, and I veil a diviner, which is maybe not the best idea. Then they go search, activate the other one, search, and then activate Warzone, so they opened Warzone as well, somehow. Then use this to special free. Pop, special from hand. Then you wanna then they just have everything, basically. I guess I can start with barrel instead? That's not great, though. Maybe... Alright, yeah, I should start with Rebellion. Instead of activating Regain first, I start with Rebellion first. Obviously. But yeah. In hindsight, that was definitely something that was still unfortunate. Okay. Going first this time. Once again with quite a good deck. Once again, hopefully not gonna lose. Okay, this hand's better. Has multiple non-engine, which is nice. A link for Requiem, for Lacrima, for Engraver. So they probably have an imperm of some kind. Okay, Requiem effect to equip. They might have a Bystial, but I doubt it. If they do have a Bystial, this'll fish it out likely. But like I said, I doubt it. Okay. So now I go Caesar, set one path. And that should be more than enough. So, I have learned a lesson, and that lesson is go Caesar instead of going Waller. Going Waller is silly. Okay, so it's just Pearly, That should be fine. On resolution of the Pearly, I'm just gonna draw on Lockbird, and that should be a surrender button, like, I guess. Droll! And now I have Caesar and Talent, and I also have Lacrima in Graveyard with Requiem. So I can get more into the combos, yay! Making Typhon? Sure. Let me just... allow that to happen, I guess. Like, if my opponent's going Typhon, they're not going anything else, right? I can take 2900 damage too. They can set their back row, but that doesn't matter too much to me because I can just end phase Requiem into Lacrima. Oh, well, end of main, Lacrima into Requiem, Requiem into Lacrima. Does this just attach? No, it attaches to a Pearly Xyz monster. That is relatively important to note. Okay, Lacrima effect, dump the trap. You know you're already under draw, right? Okay, so draw a rebellion. I think that's quite good. What does that mean the last card in their hand is? It must be an imperm that they had earlier. Oh well, it can't be an imperm because if it was an imperm, they would, you know, have used it to negate the Caesar. Okay, special back the rebellion. Send to grave the Typhon. Placed from deck, branded regained, of course. Actually, here I'm gonna just link for another copy of Requiem. And I should hold to activate Requiem as soon as possible, but it's not that important, really. Well, actually, in some scenarios, it is that important, really, but not in this one. Oh, right. I was meant to shuffle back the Lacrima. Does not matter. I can just go into, you know, a good card. So... Alright. It's probably an imperm that I'll run into by activating this here, right? Oh, it's a Vela. Sure. I think that means I might win. Not sure. Oh, nice. Okay. Magnum Day here. It's not gonna be lethal, but it's gonna be close to lethal, I think. But they have their spell card to fund their pearly from the extra. And by the extra, I mean the graveyard, so... Attack for over half your life. Get destroyed for over half your life, my opponent. And then I might as well equip as many as possible cards to Engraver to make him just a massive, massive thing. So that's 6,000 attack on just Engraver, by the way. I guess they can activate... Oh, they can't even activate anything because of the effect of the Pearly cards requiring you to discard a card. Okay. One, two, three. You can select one of them, and then I'll draw and Lockbird you. Which means... nothing for you. Everything for me. Yay. How do you beat a 6,000 attack Engraver with a Pearly? I don't think you do, really. Using Sleepy Memory, sure. Discarding... Oh, they drew a Pearly. Okay. Time to revive my friend... What's his name? And by what's his name, I mean Duel-Sworn. Yay! My friend, Duel-Sworn. Like Duel-Sworn. He's a good card. Let me see. What are you waiting to do, opponent? What perchance are you waiting for? I see. Delicious memory. Okay. You can activate that, but you can't add, by the way. And I guess in this case I'm gonna just get rid of the... not the field spell, honestly. It's probably just gonna be the continuous spell. Oh, whoops. I forgot. Well, that's okay. It doesn't matter anyways. I am just going to Veiler their Pearly. Which means they die, probably. Oh right, they have that field spell. I also forgot about that for a second. Maybe getting rid of the field spell was the good idea. Surely it'll be fine. I'll be fine. Are you gonna target the engraver or something? Oh, just the Agnum Day, not even the engraver? That makes sense. Okay. I don't believe they get lethal, but they do get an annoying monster. Alright, they don't target with that one. So Noir. Yay! So how many materials is there? There's 5 or more, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In this case, I guess it's probably a good idea to go Goblin's Crazy Beast. Next turn at least. They might just pass and try to draw 2. Okay. They are going to pass and try to draw 2. Which is good, because that means I can go into Goblin's Crazy Beast. I think. Until the end phase. So I get to bring this back. And then draw for turn. Stand by main. They get to draw 2, which sure, I guess. I'll let them do that. Excuse me. Right, they have Delicious at 3 here. I forgot that for one tiny second. Okay. Goblin's Crazy Beast. Which means it is time to simply just get rid of your thing. And also get rid of your... my friend Pearly. Sure, you can detach 2. That's not going to be very good though. Sure, you can put back that as well. That means you now lose the game. So I will detach Pearlily, and I will detach my Agnum Day. Now, here we go, and this is game. Engraver, Shuffle, Desiree. By the way, I get to Requiem equip and send this now. If I want to, at least. I don't think that's a good idea yet. Actually, Okay, yeah, so normal set, activate effects, dump Dippity, and that's the 3rd Light Fiend I need. They have an Ash, sure. That really doesn't matter to me. They no longer have an unaffected Pearly. Wow. So, I just get to dump from my deck to the graveyard. And Dippity, shuffle back 3 to summon a Desiree. 1, 2, 3. Get rid of this heal spell. Yes, sequence is indeed 2 materials. The field spell's more important right now, though. Then engraver effects, send. And now it's got 4 materials, so even if you get to add back 3, that doesn't matter. And it's game. And at this point I've summoned 5 times. Yeah, that's a bit annoying. But regardless, I go to the battle phase and I win the game. And yeah, my opponent saw that coming pretty well. Yay. I will be right back. And yes, puppies. Yay. Okay, I have to finish up now. I have something important today, so I am going to do that instead. And anyways, bye-bye, Kerr. Love you all. Thank you, everyone, for coming along. I hope the stream was enjoyable, at least. I enjoyed it. Streaming is fun. I liked it. And thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. And see you next time. Bye-bye, Kerr. Bye-bye, Kerr. Bye-bye.